A judge in the US has ordered the Department of Homeland Security to hand over Prince Harry's visa application and immigration documents, and I must admit I didn't see that coming. But it's not quite as simple as that. It never is. So welcome back to the channel. If you're new to me, I'm Daniel Smith, the Barrister of England and Wales. Please do hit that subscribe button because about 60% of you don't, and it's the one thing I do ask so I can grow my channel and reach a wider audience. So the Daily Mail reports that this judge has ordered the handover of the sensitive immigration documents behind Prince Harry's immigration application to the United States. Because, in case you'd forgotten, he released a book in which he talked about drug use, and questions have been raised as to whether he included all of that information on his visa application. Because obviously the US has issues with people doing such things, and so they might have taken a different view depending on who it is, and that's the very question that's been raised here. But as I said, it's not quite as simple if you read the headline in a hurry that these documents have now been made public. That's not quite yet the case. What appears to have happened is that the judge wants a declaration from the Department of Homeland Security as to what particular harm it might cause if this information were to be made public. But in order to assist in that determination, the judge has ordered the handover of these documents to him so that he can consider them along with the declarations, if made by the Department of Homeland Security, as to what particular harm the release of these documents might cause. Now, you might be forgiven for thinking that it's obvious as to what harm it might cause if these documents are indeed made public, in that there are only really two possibilities. Either the information in the immigration documents aligns and marries up perfectly with what Harry has said in his books and his interviews, in which case, why did the Department of Homeland Security grant him the visa in the first place? Or B, it doesn't marry up, he didn't include those documents, which then raises the question, is everything that he's put in his book and said in interviews a complete lie, or did he lie on the application? So these are the only two real possibilities. So in essence, my take on this is that the judge is pushing the Department of Homeland Security into a corner, knowing that there are only really two avenues that this story can go down. And the judge is pushing them to disclose precisely what harm they believe it might cause. It's almost as though the judge is pushing them to admit and confirm what damage this might have, and therefore potentially justifying any decision that this judge might make. So on the one hand, this is a very interesting step for this judge to take. On the other, it is still going to come down to a balancing act between the right to privacy in immigration documents, which are notoriously kept confidential, as against the public interest in what's contained within those documents, and whether or not Prince Harry was given preferential treatment in his immigration application. So the next step will be to see what, if anything, the Department of Homeland Security says by way of what harm they believe this might cause, and then of course what the judge thinks of that in conjunction with looking at these documents. So I'll be interested to come back and tell you all about that when it happens, but please do make sure you like this video and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.